made of clay, angels made of light, and a third made of fire.
Now, the jinn were created on the earth before human beings. Allah mentioned this, and I created the jinn before that from a fiery wind, in reference to the creation.
Can you see what we call the unseen? The answer is no. We believe that they are jinn kind. Can we see them? The answer is no. We believe the angels come and go. Can we see them? The answer is no. Which means our eyes are restricted to a restriction placed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
It's definitely not a joke, man. It's a lot of real stuff going on out here in this world. Secret societies are real. You know, it's definitely very obvious, you know, that they're at work in the music industry, in the food industry, politics. Everywhere you turn is everywhere. You just got to read the signs, you know what I mean? The writing on the wall, basically, is all in front of your face.
And yes, I know some people personally. I won't mention their name, and we asked a lot to guide them to Islam. It's a very, very famous rap group that sold maybe 30, 40 million records worldwide. They used to actually be engagement and talking to devils, jinns, and worshiping the Shaytaan. And they told me stories how they used to be aided by the Shaytaan, and they was aided by the jinns and aided by the devils. So you have this in the music industry.
What do we know about this person who dedicates his life to serving the Shaytaan? A person cannot become a magician until he reaches the highest form of disbelief from which there is rarely any return. The Shaytaan promises him riches, the Shaytaan promises him fame. Some people enter into magic because of doubts in their hearts. Some enter into magic because of their desires, and this is the majority. Sometimes people are lured into practicing magic because they enter into things like, for example, they get involved in tricks of the hand. Maybe it's a simple putting something under the sleeve and it comes out of the other side, and then they want more, like a drug addict. More and more. It's not enough to simply make a coin disappear in their hand and appear in the other hand. Then it has to be more and more and more until they go into things, maybe perhaps they go into a Ouija board or something like this, which involves calling upon the Shaytaan, and then once the Shaytaan gets hold of them, they go into it further and further. Some people are lured innocently into the practice of magic by reading books in which it says, try this, this is a particularly good thing, this will make your wife love you, this will make your husband love you, this will destroy your enemies, write these things, say these things, do these actions. So people come into magic in different ways.
This is a woman who never heard of jinns. This is a woman who never heard of the unseen. Wicca, thank you. She said that she used to be in conversation with the jinns, the devils, the ghosts that some people might call it. And she said to the point that the jinn would come carry her, and she would be able to see certain things that her friends was doing, and she would call her friends and she would tell them about, I seen you do this last night, and they would be very shocked. And then she said she was dating someone from the Dog Pound, which is a crew that used to hang with Snoop Dogg. And she said when the jinn came to us, and we hear these stories from Islam, that they would come, they will break you off slowly but surely, and they pretend that they will help you and they will aid you, but eventually they want you to do some immoral things. She said at the end, the Shaytaan or the jinn who was helping her came to her and said, we need you to have one more thing. When you do this last thing, we're going to put you on a whole nother level, for example. And just to mention what she said, not to go into details, they asked her to do something that was very, very immoral with not only the Dog Pound, with Snoop Dogg, but the whole crew. And she said ever since that day, she walked away and she stopped dealing with this religion because of the thing that it asked her to do at the end. And she started to investigate Islam. When she heard about the unseen, that Muslims believe in the jinns, and when she read about stuff describing the jinns and describing the Shaytaan, she knew instantly that this is who she was dealing with.
God always wins at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Good always gonna beat evil at the end of the day, man. No matter how bad it's looking, you know what I mean? No matter what's going on, you know what I mean? Good is always gonna win. But right now, you know what I mean? The devil definitely got the world in a headlock. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's definitely crazy.